In a moment, the national weather, followed by Thames news. Then we continue the Wednesday movie premiere, Deadly Pursuit.
You're about to see a selection of residential properties for sale in London and the South East. If you're interested in any of the properties advertised, ring the number at the end of this break.
London, a place of work, a playground. You want to be part of it, living in the West End where the action is always within reach. Well, look at Carlton Gate in Maida Vale. Luxury apartments start from as little as £89,500. Sports facilities, car parking and 24-hour security complete the picture. Well, almost. We'll also pay all your mortgage interest for the first year. Carlton Gate, Maida Vale. 100% quality in the heart of London. Remember the name? Carlton Gate.
If life is passing you by, take a look at a McCarthy Stone retirement flat. They're easy to manage, safe and secure, warm and comfortable, and what's more, highly affordable. On the road to retirement, remember, McCarthy Stone.
Home in on the best ever deals from Barratt. Just look at these typical bargains. Save up to £15,000, save up to £20,000, plus many extras at no extra cost. We'll also pay mortgages of up to £100,000 for 6 months. And with our part exchange service, we can offer to buy your present house within 7 days. For London and the South East, dial 100 and ask for free phone Barratt London. The lines are open now.
Did you know you could move into a new Rialto home for just £99 deposit?
No.
I did.
Did you know Rialto will pay your 5% deposit on exchange of contracts?
No. I did.
At Rialto, prices start from under £40,000. We will also pay your stamp duty and survey and legal fees up to £500. Your Rialto home could be just £99 away.
In the heart of Chelsea, Regalian's Crown Lodge. Apartments for people who appreciate quality. Regalian's Quay Forte. Flats and maisonettes only 5 minutes from the city. Regalian has 5 exceptional opportunities for living the good life in central London. You'll never regret it. Well, almost never. Regalian.
At John Charcol, we know that all mortgages are not the same. As independent mortgage advisors, we offer you expert, personal mortgage advice. We understand all the small print, the risk of increasing costs, the future uncertainties, the connected drawbacks, so that we can recommend the mortgage that's right for you. Talk to John Charcol for expert independent mortgage advice and talk about a better mortgage.
Just ring 081 460 6000 if you're interested in any of the properties, purchase incentive schemes or services shown in the advertisements you have just seen. We're open 24 hours a day, so ring the Thames Telelink Property Hotline on 081 460 6000. That's 081 460 6000.
Good evening. Well, the much-heralded stormy weather now well underway, particularly for the north and northwest. Through the night tonight, the most likely areas to be affected, shaded in blue here, certainly western Scotland, Northern Ireland, beginning to come down across some northern parts of England, I think particularly Cumbria and over to the northeast. But basically, you can find gales anywhere on this western side. Through tomorrow, I think pretty much the same area, though you might find for a time North Wales as well being affected by those damaging winds. But already towards the end of the day, somewhat of a moderation beginning to get in from the west. And that process continuing as we go into Friday, the damaging winds moving more over to the eastern side and eventually clearing away as the moderation begins to come up from the west. Now, as you would expect with those strong winds, a lot of weather with it too. If we start in England and Wales for tomorrow, well, best of any early brightness probably down that eastern side where it may start mainly dry, but plenty of showers still piling in from the west and northwest. And as we go through the day, you'll find those showers becoming more widespread as they move inland, perhaps eventually turning to a little bit of sleet and snow, especially on the Welsh mountains. Further north over Scotland and Northern Ireland, basically a lot of showers, some of them heavy, some of them thundery, and once again you could find some snow on the mountains. Temperatures, well, they're really academic. With winds as strong as that, it's going to feel bitterly cold across most of the country. That's it from me for tonight. Good night.
Good evening. Hostages held by Saddam Hussein as part of Iraq's human shield during the Gulf crisis have tonight been told they'll get priority treatment at a new unit opening at a South London hospital. In a meeting at the Foreign Office, 4 separate government departments told hostage representatives about the help they could expect.
Many hostages returned home penniless and jobless, and they say they've suffered hardship and emotional turmoil. The new unit at the Maudsley Hospital in Camberwell will help them pick up the threads of a normal life and come to terms with the long-term effect of their ordeal. They'll also be given priority treatment at job centres and a new central contact point to help with social security claims. Full details will be announced tomorrow, and that'll include an assurance that everything possible is being done to recover compensation from the Iraqis for their losses. Hostages groups have welcomed the move tonight, but say it's a shame it didn't happen a year ago when people first returned. And for many, the help will come too late.
Safety advice by the neurosurgeon treating boxer Michael Watson is likely to become boxing law. But details of the proposals expected to be adopted by the British Boxing Board of Control haven't been revealed. Neurosurgeon Peter Hamlin put his case for specialists to be at the ringside in a meeting with the board and the Sports Minister Robert Atkins. The board's chief medical officer said it was hoped that a new format for medical safety in boxing would be produced. 26-year-old Watson remains in a coma 25 days after his world title fight with Chris Eubank. 2 top car makers are snubbing this year's Earls Court Motor Fair. The decision by Rover and BMW to stay away has thrown doubts on the traditional concept of motor shows.
Recession or not, this year's London Motor Fair has attracted most of the big car manufacturers. They haven't had it so bad for 10 years, but despite that, Volkswagen chose the show to launch their new Golf, while Peugeot are introducing their new 106 to the British public for the first time. More upmarket, and Lotus are trying out revolutionary designs to see how the public take to them. It's all the stuff that motor shows are made of, and this year the organisers say it's bigger and better than ever, with the exhibitors spilling over into Earls Court's new second hall. But notable absentees from this year's show include Rover and BMW. It's led to claims that some manufacturers are becoming increasingly disillusioned with a traditional motor show.
I think the public just wants a bit more. The fleet buyers, those who go out and buy cars on behalf of company car users, don't just go to shows like this and look. The people who are spending the money and writing the checks actually look at the cars and drive them too. The public will want to do that eventually.
But one car very few of the public will ever be able to own is this Bentley Continental making its UK debut. To get behind the wheel and drive it away, you'll need to have £175,000.
Kenny Everett is preparing for his West End debut in a new £2 million musical based on a Lewis Carroll nonsense poem. He opens in The Hunting of the Snark at the Prince Edward Theatre later this month, but he initially turned down the role.
I said no, because the sight of 2,000 pairs of eyes across the footlights would terrify me out of my mind. And he said, oh, well, I've thought of a way out of that. Before you come on, I'll go on stage and say, Kenny's terribly shy. Would you all please leave? And they could all have a drink while I do my number.
Are you very shy then?
I'm terribly shy. I'm so shy.
To recap the region's main story, the board of Thames Television will meet tomorrow to decide the timetable of redundancies following the announcement that the company has lost its ITV franchise. Thames has already said it'll shed 1,000 of its 1,400 staff. The Independent Television Commission has awarded London's weekday licence to Carlton Television. Carlton outbid Thames by £10 million. Camden-based TVAM has lost its ITV breakfast franchise, putting 400 jobs in jeopardy. The winner, Sunrise Television, bid £20 million more than TVAM. London Weekend Television has kept its weekend licence. The new franchises begin in 1993.
Today's announcement brings to an end months of speculation over which companies will run ITV from 1993. From From the losers in London, Thames and TVAM, there was anger and bitterness and condemnation at the way the franchises are awarded.
I feel gutted for all the people that have worked antisocial hours, made themselves sick, working from 2 in the morning right through. I feel extremely angry this morning.
I think everyone feels confused. We don't know what's going to happen to us. We're probably all going to lose our jobs, but we don't know. And I think it's sadness, basically.
For the winners, like London Weekend Television, it's been a day of celebration. At Carlton Television, who've won the London Weekday franchise, the champagne is still flowing.
Thames has had many fine achievements to its credit over the years, and we were very well aware that in contesting this licence with Thames, we had to demonstrate that we had the capacity to make programmes not only in terms of a very considerable volume of programmes, but also in terms of the diversity of programmes that viewers would expect across the board. And I think our application clearly set out our vision for doing that, our expertise for doing that, and the financial resources that we have available to do that.
All those programmes currently enjoyed by viewers are clearly at risk. It will be our job, however, and we've made it perfectly clear this morning, we intend to continue as a powerful and successful independent production company which would sell those titles and new productions and repeats from our extensive library to other broadcasters.
The Thames weather, clear periods, but there could also be a few showers. The low 6 Celsius, 43 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, strong winds with gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Some sun, but some showers too. The high 12 Celsius, 54 Fahrenheit. And that's the Thames News on Wednesday, the 16th of October. Good night.
Highlights for tomorrow on ITV. At 7:30, a new series of Voyager features astonishing footage of the 1989 San Francisco earthquake. At 8, the Bill are in hot pursuit. Oh no! But make an error that could have serious repercussions. Minders at 9.
What distinguishes the ruling class from the rest of this country? The working man's answer to the old school tie. Old school braces.
So brace yourself for tomorrow on ITV.
In a moment, the concluding part of Deadly Pursuit, followed by highlights and previews in Rugby World Cup 91 at 11:45.
Right, Paris, here we come. Got the air tickets, of course. Ground parties, match tickets.
Natural more.
Travellers checks. We're picking them up on the way.
On the way.
From my bank. They've been ordered. Bank? As in having a checkbook?
As in getting foreign money.
Like French francs. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be all right. Is it not Saturday, Dennis?
Correction, Saturday effect 2 hours to the plane, Adrian.
It's all organised. The bank.
Abbey National.
It's coming.
Golden Grahams. That taste of oven-toasted corn and whole wheat, with a touch of honey, means you're not just delicious, you're not just good, you're golden. New Golden Grahams.
You're not just good, you're golden.
I see Lunn Poly are cutting up to £50 off Florida Walt Disney World holidays.
Get away.
Next week's Thames Monday Night Movie stars Julie Andrews and Jack Lemmon in That's Life.
I never did what I wanted to do. You know, when time is run out.
Now the concluding part of Deadly Pursuit.